Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever felt like your mind is a crowded, noisy city that never sleeps? You're constantly replaying past mistakes, worrying about what tomorrow might bring, and the sheer exhaustion from it all is just overwhelming. It feels like you're running a marathon in your head, 24/7, with no finish line in sight. If that sounds familiar, then you're going to want to hear the story I have for you today. It's about a young man named Marco, and his journey might just hold the key to finding the quiet you've been searching for. Marco was 24, but he felt much older. Every single day was a battle. His mind was a relentless storm of thoughts. He'd find himself lost in sadness, replaying moments from his past, wondering what if and if only. And when his mind wasn't stuck in yesterday, it was racing ahead into tomorrow, building mountains of anxiety about things that hadn't even happened. He was physically present, but his mind was always somewhere else, either in the graveyard of the past or the fog of the future. This constant mental gymnastics left him drained, restless, and utterly unable to enjoy the simple beauty of the present moment. He was tired of being tired. He yearned for just a moment of silence, a sliver of inner peace. He'd heard stories about a wise old man, a retired psychologist, who had left the chaos of the city to live a simple life in a remote, quiet village. People said this man possessed a deep understanding of the human mind and held the secret to a tranquil heart. Desperate for a solution, Marco decided he had nothing to lose. He packed a small bag and embarked on a journey to find this sage, hoping against hope that this man could teach him how to finally quiet the storm inside. After a long trip, he found the village and the old man, who was sitting peacefully on his porch, observing the world with a gentle smile. Marco poured his heart out, describing the endless chatter in his head, the regrets, the anxieties, the exhaustion. He pleaded, "I just want to find peace. Can you please help me?" The old man listened patiently, his eyes filled with compassion. When Marco finished, the old man didn't offer some complex philosophical lecture. Instead, he simply stood up, went inside, and returned with a glass of water. He filled it right to the very brim, so full that a single tremor would cause it to spill. He handed it to Marco and said, "I have a task for you. I want you to take this glass of water, walk through our bustling village, go all the way to the end of the main road, and come back to me. The one condition is this: you must not spill a single drop." Marco was confused. How could carrying a glass of water solve his deep-seated anxiety? It seemed like a pointless, almost silly task. But he had come this far, and the old man's calm confidence was strangely reassuring. So he agreed. Holding the glass with both hands, his eyes locked on the shimmering surface of the water, he began his walk. The village was far from quiet. Children were laughing and shouting, merchants were calling out their wares, dogs were barking, and carts rumbled along the cobblestone path. Normally, Marco's mind would have been pulled in 100 different directions by all this noise. He would have been annoyed by the shouting or started worrying about bumping into someone. But this time was different. Every ounce of his concentration was on that glass of water. He was acutely aware of the delicate balance, the tension on the water's surface. He focused on his steps, feeling the ground beneath his feet, adjusting his pace to keep the water perfectly still. The world around him, the sounds, the sights, the smells, it all faded into a blurry background. His entire universe had shrunk to the size of that glass. His past regrets? Gone. His future worries? Vanished. There was only the here and now, the glass, the water, and the path immediately in front of him. He walked to the end of the road and back, his focus unbroken. When he returned to the old man's porch, he was amazed to find that not a single drop had been spilled. He handed the glass back, a sense of accomplishment swelling within him. "I did it," he said, slightly out of breath but feeling a strange sense of calm he hadn't experienced in years. The old man smiled warmly. "Tell me, Marco," he asked. "While you were walking, were you thinking about your past sorrows?" Marco shook his head. "No." "And were you worried about the future?" The old man continued. "No," Marco replied, the realization slowly dawning on him. "I was only thinking about not spilling the water." The old man's eyes twinkled. "And did you find it peaceful?" he asked. Marco thought for a moment. It was true. For those 10 minutes, his mind had been completely silent. The usual storm was gone, replaced by a focused, quiet calm. "Yes," he admitted. "It was incredibly peaceful." The old man gently placed a hand on Marco's shoulder. "That, my boy, is the secret to inner peace," he explained. "The glass of water represents your present moment. When you hold your attention fully on the present, filling your consciousness to the brim with what you are doing right now. There is no room left for the ghosts of the past or the fears of the future. That single simple task taught Marco more than years of struggling had. He finally understood. Peace wasn't something you had to travel to a remote village to find. It wasn't a prize to be won or a secret to be unlocked by someone else. It was right there, inside him, all along. He had just been too busy looking elsewhere to notice it. The restlessness and anxiety came from his mind wandering away from the present. When he was fully engaged in the now, whether it was carrying a glass of water, washing the dishes, or listening to a friend, the sadness and fear simply couldn't find a foothold. They need a distracted mind to survive. The lesson is profound and available to every single one of us. True, lasting peace isn't about escaping the world. It's about being fully present in it. Your mind is like that glass of water. When you fill it with your attention on this very moment, you leave no space for the negativity that drains your energy. The past is a memory, and the future is a concept. The only place life truly exists is in the present moment. That is where your power lies. That is where your peace is found. So the next time you feel that old restlessness creeping in, just remember Marco and his glass of water. Bring your focus back to your breath, to the task at hand, to the world right in front of you. Anchor yourself in the now. Thank you so much for joining me for this story today. I hope it brought you some value and a little bit of peace. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our future content. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, be present and be well.